Welcome everyone to the Kendall Report, where I share my 40 years of experience to help you manage your portfolios and protect your wealth. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and share these videos with your friends. Just want to thank everyone for showing up for the live cast that we did earlier today. We had hundreds of folks on there asking questions. I was able to really address a lot of things that are on your mind, and also go into more depth that I can't do on a 12-minute video. The plan is to do other types of content that you're going to benefit from, and I'll let you know as I get ready to start to deliver that content. I give you the best perspective of sentiment, fundamentals, and technicals that I can. So yesterday's action was pretty robust. We saw over a 2% gain. We traded up, almost filled the gap that was on the S&P chart, came just shy of that, and the close was pretty sloppy. As I'll discuss in the technical section, what this really means, there's still a lot of overhead pressure in spite of this rebound that we saw. I featured last night the airline industry, and there continues to be a lot of carnage, and there's going to be plenty of folks. You're going to see a lot of the small players start to disappear in the airline industry over the next several months. They're just not going to make it. The government doesn't care about the little guys, so there's going to be a lot of folks that are going to actually implode and just disappear. The one thing I think they should actually just let these guys go bankrupt, let them restructure their companies. That the fact that they go bankrupt will just give them an opportunity to redo every lease deal, all their equipment, just restructure the entire business. It's going to be better. I'd hate to see us make the same mistakes that we made in 2008, where we just take and bail out everything. Maybe this time they'll do the right thing, because I argued in 2008 that there's a lot of companies that just should have went bankrupt. They should have restructured and brought everything back under the new structure, which ultimately would have been better for the economy. There were a couple things back in 08 that I thought they should have saved, but a lot of what they did was ridiculous. And this time it's even more ridiculous. The PPP stimulus is actually tied in with the SBA, which is Small Business Association. These guys only do 100 and some, maybe 150,000 loans a year. Now they're expected to do 20, 30 million. And now they're doing another stimulus package. Very little of this money has actually made it into the economy. The reality is there's a lot of people that are unemployed, and there's even going to be more unemployed because they're not turning the economy on. There's a few states that are starting to turn in segments, but there's not enough going on. We've got to get back out there. The clock is ticking. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you know I said anything after the 15th is a disaster. Every day we go beyond that. We're now working on the 23rd, 24th. We're going to be at the end of the month, and this is really bad. These extra 2 weeks are catastrophic from an economic viewpoint. I mentioned something several videos ago about the black hole syndrome, trying to plug this hole, trying to keep employers to keep employees on. But meanwhile, the businesses aren't open. This is going to take years and years to fix. And I've argued on this channel many times, we're not going to see some V bottom and the markets are all going to be fine. Maybe they can pump them up. Maybe the Fed can engineer some kind of financial bottom here. We'll have to see. But economically, this thing is damaged severely. On the live stream today, I talked about there's two things that are important to understand, is that the oil market collapse has come back and stabilized around $15. That is going to be where crude oil probably belongs right now based on demand. And then we can start looking at maybe some of the energy stocks and other things that maybe are starting to show some signs of stability. There's going to be players that are going to do better in this environment than others. But this is going to be a long, drawn-out process. It's not going to be something that's just going to be one and done. Everything's okay. It's been fixed. It's not fixed. It's broken, and it's not going to be fixed anytime soon. Tonight, I'm just going to review the S&P 500. I did a very intense review of a lot of markets on the live stream, so make sure you watch that to get more details on what my expectations are. This is the S&P 500 futures. It's hovering right along this 10-period moving average. Yesterday was right on it. We're still trading right at that level. It's around 2,800 right now. 2,850 is the actual number. The cross of the 21 and 40, which is a positive
cross, but it still appears that the markets could fail here if they don't get above 28.15 today. They could fail and move back towards that 26.75 level. So the pattern I continue to expect is this zigzag formation I've been talking about. We should see this thing trade with a slight right shoulder here and come down. These moving averages are just going to continue to crisscross in this pattern. PPMs, they're all, the first two are rolling over, which tells us there is some negative downside potential here. And there's only right now about a 40% probability to take out the high that we made 4 days ago. Reviewing the weekly chart, this 10-period moving average that is declining sharply through here, the PPM 1 is at 2.02. It's turned down sharply. Looks like it's going to continue down. We're also seeing downward ticks on all three of these, which tells us that the intermediate is at risk. We could see this thing drop sharply below this 200-week moving average. Once again, if you want further details on other markets, watch the live stream that I did on Wednesday. This will give you a lot more facts about what I think about the broader markets, interest rates, crude oil, the whole bit. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow night.